Hello and welcome to the second day of the SVL. I'm Achilles here once again alongside Quack, and we will be going through two more matches here today, shifting from Group A now over to Group B. We got to see Senna versus Gen right off the top of the day yesterday. Now we've got NRG going up against Rapid Lofi, another North American representative going up against Vietnam.
Yeah, really big North American representative, I have to say. I mean, it looks like they're going to just come up with a really big showing. Meanwhile, I mean, it's nice to have a bit of Vietnamese representation. We don't have that too often. But that said, you know, I don't know how they're going to perform. It's one of their first times ever actually playing against a North American representative.
Yeah, so this is going to be a big challenge for these guys, but they have a lot to prove. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they are able to bring to the table with NRG. We've gotten some glimpses of them here in the off-season, taking the Sen City Classic. So, you know, we've got a little bit of a look at the new workings of this team with the changes that they have made during this off-season. Now, once again, that question becomes, how much better do they look? Because we saw from Sentinels the roles coming together for the likes of Bang and Narrate on that team. How do things continue to develop for NRG?
I think it's going to continue pretty darn well. I mean, you know, you said they took the Sen City entire tournament. They didn't just take it. They pretty much rolled over everyone, including Sentinels themselves, and it was all like 2-0s, 2-1s. You know, it was a best-of-3 grand final, but still, it's amazing how they were able to perform that well. And you know, players like Finesse was able to frag out. That's always fun and kind of new, actually.
That's a little bit new, a little bit old. Which one is it? I don't know. Either way, yes, Finesse was having a very good tournament alongside the rest of that team. And of course, that's just our first series. Then we will see DRX versus Billy Billy, our Chinese representatives coming over here to play. And that's always a fun one because you have Coach Bile there on Billy Billy going up against Termy, that long-standing rivalry that they have had since time immemorial back in CS as well as here into Valorant when it was, you know, Bile coaching TNL, and they were kind of gunning to be that best team here in Korea, always fighting against the likes of Vision Strikers, then DRX. So, going to be some fun series here for sure today, but we will start things off and take a closer look at Rapid Lofi.
Yes, Rapid Lofi. I mean, coming through from the challengers, coming through from the Vietnamese qualifiers for this Soop Valorant League, they've had a bit of a rocky performance, especially in most recent plays. They didn't do so well in Valorant Challengers League Southeast Asia, but they are at the top of the Vietnamese scene. And not only that, I mean, they've got a pretty darn stacked roster if you're, you know, just looking at Vietnam alone. Because taking a look at a lot of these players, some of the big names are players like Suka, who would be what CGRS is to Myth. Suka is one of the more experienced guys from the Vietnamese scene, or at least that's what I've learned. And he's coming in with a lot of new, younger talent who are like just able to put up some numbers and perform pretty darn well with big names like Prodigy and Jin, who are playing on these roles, flexing around a little bit, but more often than not, you would want to look at a player like Jin, who is stuck on the duelist, and he's always putting up these big numbers.
Yeah, I mean, Jin is kind of going to be where my eyes go to, coming over from Fantasy United, looking to perform here. But as you mentioned, you know, for Rapid Lofi, it's been a bit of this back and forth as far as their recent results are concerned. Dominant within their region when they go outside for some more international competition. Able to put up some decent performances, but those wins being a little bit more elusive for them. You know, they've been able to take maps off of the likes of Fantasy United as well as Full Sense, etc. in the past. But how do they fare versus NRG? Because everybody is pretty hyped up on this NRG roster. You know, individual power rankings, plat chat power rankings, etc. point towards this team being a dominant force, not just within the Americas region, but internationally. And if that's going to be the case, can Rapid Lofi step up to the plate?
No. No.
Wow.
Honestly, right. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Like, it has to be said, this is a mammoth task for Rapid Lofi. Yes, we, you know, want to pay them the respect they are due, but it's NRG.
It is NRG. But sometimes those teams where you're like, oh, surely it's 100% they should body these guys. That's when you fall short a little bit, whether it's Paper X with a substitute or Billy Billy themselves at Champions last year. Those upsets certainly have happened to them, but it does feel like there's a bit of a different energy in the air. Obviously, this is this roster has been iterated upon since those days. They also have their own 2 strong additions to the core of Finesse, Ethan, and Sam, with Verno and Mata joining the team.
Heck yeah. Oh, by the way, I just love that the camera swapped over to Sam just when you said Paper X with the substitute. That's awesome.
They know.
They know what we're on about. But yes, the new additions to NRG, Verno as well as Mata, and they put up such big numbers all throughout Sen City. I mean, look at the numbers that they have right now. I mean, some of the clear ones you're just looking at, it's ACS, but the kill-death ratios as well. And it just shows how much they're able to add on to the team. I mean, Sam has always been already such a good support, especially on the controller role. Finesse still, you know, IGLing, but he's able to frag out a little bit more now. But Mata and Verno, you know, even on the maps where they kind of dropped for NRG, Mata and Verno were always consistent with their numbers, consistently performing, finding those first frags. Mata always opening up the space for the entire team, and that's what you want to see for a team like this. Being able to put out those consistent performances will allow them to, you know, inspire a lot more confidence and hope for, you know, all their fans watching.
Sure. Well, obviously, you know, that last year, not really the year that the team was looking for, but looking a lot more reinvigorated in the offseason so far. Still plenty of improvements that can happen for the squad. This could just be another nice little off-season checkbox to go ahead and tick off, say like, okay, got that trophy, got this trophy. Let's try to, you know, carry that momentum forward into Americas in 2025.
Yeah, that depends also. I mean, it's just Group B right now. We don't know whether they're going to get that trophy or not. But yes, it's definitely what you want to have. The team, you know, like you mentioned, not too great so far. They haven't really, you know, been to like an international for quite a while. But now that you've got these new additions, hopefully we'll be able to see a lot more from them. And maybe in the playoffs of this SVL, maybe you'll see, you know, NA versus NA or some other thing like that.
Alrighty, well, taking a dive into this one here.
Yeah. Well, do we dive?
Well,
do we dive actually into this?
We don't have to dive into it too
It's
much.
already there. It's on your screen. It's clear.
Fair. That's a fair point. I think actually the scorelines on the energy side are flipped. It was 2 0s versus Sen, I believe, and then 2 1s versus C9 and Evil Geniuses.
Oh. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. It was more of 2 0s versus Sentinels.
We're just being, you know, I mean,
that's
maybe
the one thing that we can kind of comment on.
The close matches would have been versus Sentinels, right? It wouldn't have been the 2 0s for sure. So, you know, a little bit of a flip there in the graphics department. Similarly, I believe it was a 2-1 for Rapid Lofi versus Full Sense versus Naus. I think it was an 0-2. And then I think it was a 2.
I love that. That's what we get to talk about for the screen, because we've already touched on the fact that this is kind of the match histories that both teams have kind of gone through. Yeah,
we were just ahead of the curve. We were getting into it, you know, faster than the graphics department had hoped for us, but it's okay because we had it correct when we were talking about it. So that's what really matters, is that you know, we were right. So that's fine. Ultimately, we're just here to buy a little bit of time until the players walk out on stage, though. That's the main thing. That's what this whole section's about. So we'll get our predictions up here. I don't think we need to guess yours. Probably don't need to guess mine. There you go. We're both going to be going for NRG
You're
here.
not going Rapid Lo-Fi?
Not going Rapid Lo-Fi, but we also were
No
both
way.
incorrect yesterday in our assumptions.
That's actually really true.
So we weren't able to get that correct. But something tells me that Group B, that's my group. That's the one that I'm going to nail.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope I'm the same. I certainly hope. Well, we don't get like a trophy or anything for getting all our predictions. So.
Definitely not. Well, you know, maybe we'll have to run something maybe with the Koreans and see if we can, whoever has the highest prediction rate at the end of the tournament will get some kind of prize, something like that. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean,
the odds don't look great for Rapid Lo-Fi.
Yeah, they have a chat poll on the Korean side. It's a nice 69% for the side of NRG, Rapid Lo-Fi coming in at 31. And I think that this is just kind of the expectations, and anything else like would be incredible, to be frank. I mean, I think that Rapid Lo-Fi, if they come in here and they concisely take even just a map like, and they look really dominant on it, that is going to be huge.
Maybe it's like another one of those NRG BLG moments. Maybe. I don't know. Who
Could
knows?
happen.
Who knows?
Maybe
but
if Jin's going to come out looking like Wisey, then you'll be fine.
I think there's a chance, actually. So having casted, you know, Challengers League and having seen Rapid Lo-Fi also at Ascension, yes, as a team, you know, they leave a little bit more to be desired, but individually, still, these players like Jin, as well as Prodigy, they are able to frag out at times. They have the mechanical skill to really put themselves up on top, but it's just having that leadership, you know, from Suka, or, you know, the fact that maybe they don't always have like a full like coaching staff, unlike, you know, what NRG might have, it's a little bit more difficult for them to really think about, or at least study all of their opponents to work on the macro game, and that's kind of what's challenging them, I think, at least. Coming in through like the Vietnamese scene, they're always, you know, rivals butting heads against Fancy United. They're able to come out on top. It's just being able to put that foot forward on the international stage. They haven't quite crossed that hurdle yet.
They have not, but today could very well be the day. All it takes is just one really good heater to go on, have a player be dominant, and then suddenly, boom, you're staying through in that upper bracket, and you're pulling off a pretty monstrous upset. It absolutely could happen here today, but we'll have to wait and see what kind of form Rapid Lo-Fi is going to be in, as well as NRG, whether or not they're going to be able to fight back. I do also like that the coach for the side of Rapid Lo-Fi is Vanessa, getting ready to go up against Finesse. So that's always fun. But enough yapping for us. Let's go ahead and throw it down to the stage and get the players out. Screencaster's supposed to throw on that countdown that we got. There we go.
Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to.
Let's fly.
Năm 2024 cũng gọi là khá thành công, tại vì tụi em đã có một chiếc vô địch DCT. Thì cuối năm thì hơi khó một tí, nhưng mà bọn em vẫn được tới giải đấu này.
我感觉成都的比赛办得很好吧，办得很大，那个舞台也很大，也是我第一次去线下打比赛。这个比赛对我来说，对我积攒了很多经验吧。
올 한 해는 저한테 있어가지고 되게 많은 시련과 이전까지 몰랐던 중요한 순간들을 좀 깨닫는 시기였던 것 같아요. 새로운 로스터와 함께 하다 보니 얻은 것도 있지만 이제 잃은 것도 크구나라는 걸 깨닫게 됐던 시기였던 것 같습니다.
이번 연도 DRX 로스터는 엄청 공격적이고 색다른 색깔이 있어서 기대해 주시면 좋을 것 같습니다.
我觉得任何队不能小瞧我们 BLG 吧，因为我们是一支很有潜力的队伍。
I've been to Korea a couple times, and every time I meet fans, they always tell us how much they like watching our team. And I'm just excited to play in front of them and play and just kind of show what we've been working on. So just here to have fun. Just excited to show the fans what we've been working on in practice.
Gặp đối thủ đầu tiên thì có vẻ khá khó, nhưng bọn em sẽ tất cả đối thủ đều mạnh hơn, nên bọn em sẽ cố gắng hết sức.
새롭게 변화된 DRX는 보는데 재미는 있으실 거다.
재밌는 경기 보여주겠습니다.
Welcome to SVL.
And here they come, making their way out onto the stage, the players of Rapid Lo-Fi. First time for a lot of them to be in a venue like this, on a stage like this, and as we touched on, going up against an opponent like this.
Yeah, it has to be said, you know, it's not going to be easy, but it definitely is exciting, you know, to come to a different country, to play for your home crowd watching from back home, and they're definitely coming out huge, just trying to be able to put some dents into NRG's armor. One slight difference, though, is the fact that coming into this roster from Ascension, there's a slight change. They had a player called Death from before. Now coming in, it's going to be Trip Chu instead.
Trip Chu, somewhat recent addition, but speaking of that, we have two here for the side of NRG compared to what we were seeing previously. Players will make their way out here. And, you know, I think as far as Rapid Lofi is going to be concerned, these are going to be titans that they're going up against because of how well known these names are. Even with the shortcomings of the most recent VCT season, there is still a lot of respect that is demanded by the names on this roster.
Yeah, Finesse just coming in saying, you know, he's here to have fun. I mean, definitely don't want to underestimate your opponents, but still, it just shows how much strength that they've got coming into this series.
You know what the most fun thing you could do is at a tournament? Win it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So if that's, as long as he's holding that mentality, then yeah, that's what they're going to be gunning for. Like NRG, they want to keep the trophy in North America, but out of Sen's hands. That's going to be the goal here during this week-long run of the SVL. Let's see what these teams are going to have up their sleeves, because if I'm Rapid Lofi, I'm probably coming into this thinking heavily, like, do we go for something a little bit cheesy, perhaps, to try to catch them off guard?
And you might as well. I mean, you're coming into this with, like, low expectations, you know, just go in and do what you can, give it your best shot, right? Meanwhile, for NRG, it's high expectations for them. You know, everyone's thinking they should be the ones taking this. So it's kind of odd, and we'll see how they actually deal with that pressure. Also interesting to note, actually, for Rapid Lofi, they had a different coach at Ascension, so now this is kind of like new additions, new changes to the whole team.
How quickly can it come together is what we are about to find out here, but we'll get the headsets on and get the map draft ready to go and figure out what is going to be the staging grounds here for the start of this series. See who is going to be able to take it. We got to see a little mishmash yesterday, not too much overlap as far as the maps were concerned. So maybe continue to change things up a little bit here. We'll have to just wait and see. Here we go. We don't have to wait too much longer.
Definitely one we want to keep our eyes on, especially for the map veto, because that could be the difference between a 2-0 or maybe Rapid Lofi possibly turning things around or taking one map away from NRG. But as we head on into it, yeah, it's going to be Sunset and Haven right off the rip, Seth.
Okay, Sunset Haven, and then Pearl at the end. Let's see if NRG can get themselves over to Pearl, if Rapid Lofi can force them to that map 3, but finding the set out in that second round. So I'm curious what the looks are going to be going into Sunset, because a couple different teams that like to do very different things. Sure. A lot of teams lean into that neon play, but some stray away from it, especially with nerfs on the horizon. You know, do you continue to just run it, or do you say, okay, well, let's just go back to the race stuff that we were doing previously? We're about to find out.
That's definitely one of the considerations, right? But taking a look at some of the past performances from both teams, Sentinels, they looked really good. Rapid Lofi were the ones who didn't do that well on Sunset, so it kind of makes you wonder, if they pick this, they definitely must have reworked something. And what you are seeing is, that's right, it's a bit of a mirror matchup, but there's a slight role swap on the side of Rapid Lofi as well. I imagine this is because Death was subbed out, Trip Ju coming in. So Jin, who was previously the duelist player on that Neon, has now swapped over onto the Cypher instead. Prodigy will be the new Neon player for the team.
We'll see if he can live up to the name here, help deliver some impact kills to try to get a victory here on their map pick of Sunset. But like you said, damn near mirror comp, just going to be that Silva KO difference coming through. So hard info on both sides available to them. Drone kind of versus that 0 point. We'll see which is going to get the better of the other. Otherwise, pretty much just equally matched across every other role.
Equally matched, but still, in terms of performances, yeah, it's been so different. Sentinels, they played this most recently against, NRG played this most recently against Sentinels 18-16. And that's a very proven track record. Being able to go the distance in overtime that way, and having players, your new players, Verno and Mata, to put up huge numbers, like 28 kills from Verno Cypher, it's going to be quite difficult, to say the least, for Rapid Lofi.
It will, but let's go ahead and get things started. Sunset to kick off our first series here on day 2 of the SVL starts right now. We have Rapid Lofi versus NRG.
We'll have Rapid Lofi starting on the defensive side. With a mirror composition, you're keeping it.
forward, the right click, Verno also dead. Albus spotting out a few more here as the push comes up in towards A. This is a big man advantage here for the side of Rapid Lo-Fi. As Energy start getting that plant through.
Spike planted.
Paranoia across the swing onto the corner. Sam able to find one as Mata gets another. Chahar picks up a second elimination. Mata now going to be taken down. Some damage across onto Sam. Ethan not quite able to confirm the kill. Has to back away, but does some decent damage. Couple tags in. Got the shot at the ready, but Jin with a headshot able to find him. Finds the second. And that is going to be the pistol going the way of the Vietnamese squad as the defuse comes in.
Fantastic start for Rapid Lo-Fi. Like I mentioned from before, they weren't too proactive on their defensive stats coming in from challengers, but this time, taking the fight down to tiles. They eliminated 2 players straight away against NRG. And down to it, the fights, you know, even though the spike was planted, unfortunately not quite able to land their subsequent shots, it allowed for Rapid Lo-Fi to find their pacing, find their positions, and really for Jin to pick off the last 2.
Careful. Going to the next round, just going to be classics across the board. Not really spending anything here, our energy. Understandable. Well, Prodigy picking up that outlaw. It's going to be a double ghost purchase here. Maybe some opportunity for energy to get some damage in. As Jin going to be stunned up, the push coming through. There you go. Ghost upgrade off the classic. Already a solid kill here on this B site. Strips you hugging right up against the side of this smoke. The push. They go forward. Looks like energy just going to be holding these angles right as the spike does get planted. Drone to lead the charge. Strips you spotting one. Mata going to be taken down. Turns from it. Prodigy able to find 2 for 1 there on that outlaw. Finesse printing out one more. And oh, the sliding no scope from Prodigy. A little bit of style. And ultimately, all weapons purchased, aside from the ghosts, it's going to be carried over here by Rapid Lo-Fi.
And from that, just able to really turn things around. They had those double ghosts, they lost those double ghosts, not too bad, so it's not a heavy loss for Rapid Lo-Fi. But what you're seeing is, you know, the fact that they're able to come in with a retake in that fashion, being able to check around their corners, especially around Boba, just to ensure that, you know, they're able to deal with what potential classics might be on the other side. So good little awareness from Rapid Lo-Fi, and hopefully we'll see more of it. But on to the next round now. The upgrade, not so much there. It's a Bucky, but also Prodigy in with the overdrive.
Exactly, and I think that we very well could see that come out. Heavy stack here from Rapid Lo-Fi over towards this A site, but it's energy with eyes on B once again, wanting to try to tackle this lone Cypher once more. Jin goes dancing around the cage and find one. Sam going to be taken out. Pushes forward past the fragment. Shots in. Now they know that he's forward in the market. Swing onto the corner. Ethan will be able to shut him down. Goes for the reload though, and the timing! Looking good. Albus only able to find one, but puts Mata down to 20 HP as the spike gets planted. Now a 3v3, that overdrive still available for Prodigy should he need it. Mata can't quite line up the shots.
Just thinking about setting up the utility as well, but needing to hold down their positions for now.
Enemy down.
It's the one tap. Prodigy gone. Now into the 2v2. An outlaw in the hands here of Chipchu as he tries to make his way in from Boba. Player split. Suka, see the shoulder there, and Finesse is able to go ahead. Out to the enemy Omen, and there you go. Verno with a headshot will be able to take him down, but that is still decent damage considering the weaponry here for Rapid Lo-Fi, but they will not be able to get a bonus conversion.
Yeah, Rapid Lo-Fi are trying out a lot of things. We didn't quite see the overdrive. There's no need for it, but still, what it came down to was their setup. They consistently go in for this 1-4 split, leaving Jin alone towards B. And he was holding down door. Able to do a little bit of a good job taking down one player out at the very least, but still, once NRG were able to take down the site, the spike down, Verno was trying to stay ahead of things by continuously peeking out, eliminating that player, turning things into a 2-on-2. So now, continuing to press up the pace. Mata.
Seems like NRG trying to condition that B-side hit, so they actually get the flip from Prodigy over to that site to try to reinforce with the operator in hand, and now NRG just go ahead and immediately pile in towards A. 3 players still here, though. Albus, oh, some noise made. Backpedaling, shots going through. Just going to be minor damage taken, but energy. They get the site and they get the spike planted.
From that, trying to continue to push forth just to push Rapid Lo-Fi back.
3 players here. Paranoia cutting across, catches on the 2, the swing of the corner. Ethan will end up getting dropped, but Verno fighting back. Sam as well, joining into the fray. He takes out Prodigy. Suddenly Suka down to 4 HP. And NRG looking to go ahead and tie things up. Jin looking to try to work his way forward onto the site. Finds 2 kills and suddenly has this into a 1v1. Looking for the hold to happen. He manages to win it out. Baits Sam forward, gets the 3K confirmed, as well as the 3rd round win here for Rapid Lofi.
Unexpected from Sam. Tries to go in for the wide peak, but yeah, shut down by Jin. And that's the AWP picked up as well. Rapid Lofi. I mean, NRG, that was such a quick take into the site. I think they were trying to catch Rapid Lofi off by surprise. But with that, it was a lot of utility spent just executing into the sites. They're not afraid to go in for those trades and exchanges, holding up into a lot of these forward positions. So being able to take down a lot of the Rapid Lofi players, but what they did not expect towards the end was the sharp shooting from some of these players on Rapid Lofi. Like I mentioned, Jin, he's one of the ones who are able to put up those numbers. And previously on the Duelist, now onto the Sentinel, still able to do that, just that.
Mata now, maybe looking to up the pace a bit. Paranoia going to be sent up from TripTune, not connecting. Sets up a smoke, Aftershock just to continue to try to hold them at bay. Finesse grabs the orb, 1 away from that Rolling Thunder. I do believe, nope, okay. Or maybe it was Ethan, either way. They have the null command ready to go. Neural Theft if they can find a body.
But also just asserting a lot of presence closer towards A, and that's where a lot of fights have been happening so far. Rapid Lofi definitely considering it, but here comes the hit.
There it is, the null command, the back pedal here from TripTune. Gets the headshot across onto Mata, jumping into the site though is Ethan. Finds the right click to get the kill, and Albus dead at the same time. Man advantage here at Jin, this time going to be noted on that flank approach. So getting taken down with Spike, drop for a brief little moment. Mata planting into the corner.
Spike planted.
Finesse noted, 3-player wraparound. Oh, Mata taken down to 1 HP. Still alive though, still going to be a threat. Suka not quite checking the side as the cleanup will come through. NRG get themselves another round victory on the board.
Yeah, again, playing around the pacing of things. NRG going around that Altor, picking it up, knowing that Rapid Lofi would more than likely make some moves across the map. They continue to watch their flanks and pushing in. They got those trades, they got those frags into the site. It was rather clean. Down to it, still Rapid Lofi having Prodigy on that AWP. It kind of hurt them towards that retake, needing to take some fight towards the back of halls, but not quite able to secure it. So next round now, economy a little bit broken for Rapid Lofi. Only the Bucky on Prodigy, and NRG might just be able to swap sites.
Standing ahead.
Very far back holes here for now for NRG. Shockdart does get that trip. That could be cause for concern the later this round goes. Some for now just holding the angle as Prodigy's going to look for a bit of an opening here, but spots him on the jump peak. Verno holding a different angle. Fault line will not connect onto him. As here they come piling forward. The slide goes in. Prodigy is able to find one. Now they know Verno's position, and he's holding his ground. Finds himself a second kill. Mata pushes forward. The off shot connects. Suka gets taken down. And this aggression from Rapid Lofi ends up being quelled. We're gonna actually throw them into this.
What?
I mean, sure, some weapons can be grabbed up. They have some options to them. They get a little bit of firepower, but they're also tagged up and at a man disadvantage. This is bold from the side of Rapid Lofi.
It's the SEA style, Seth, and they're just trying to do whatever they can. The spike's been planted, and look at the positions from NRG. Whatever guns they can get, they're just going to try to scrap their way out of it. Smoked off main at the very least, and this could allow Jin to find something or a bit of a spam through the smokes.
Out of time, though.
You're right.
They need to get onto the spike ASAP. And it looks like they just elected a call, like, okay, we'll just save the operator on one. Jin, see what you can do, get some damage across. It will be one additional kill there onto Ethan. The rest of the team of NRG do have a decent economy, though, so they can buy for him either way. Overall, not too terrible for, you know, an attempt at a thrifty round, but the commitment on the neural depth does leave me scratching my head a little bit.
I mean, that's what you want to kind of be keeping your eye out for. Maybe not too necessary for either ultimate, but still, the fact that Suka, you know, the fact that they went up to get that much space outside of elbow, still thinking about pushing out. The fault line connects. As soon as Verno and Mata locked that down, it was kind of over for Rapid Lo-Fi, but the fact that Rapid Lo-Fi were willing to take that fight really shows you the spirit that they have. Okay. Keeping that up as well for the defensive side, a useful tool regardless.
Timeout call will be made. Suspected this is going to be from the Rapid Lo-Fi camp, but we'll get confirmation here in a moment. It looks like we want to pump the brakes a bit.
I sense your nervousness, Achilles.
Why would I be nervous, Quack?
Because although the screen says timeout, we're not quite sure what kind of timeout it's going to be.
Well, it ought to be an actual real timeout unless we have a timeout stacked with a tech pause.
Whoa. Well, that's just insane.
Can happen, but we're going to hope that it's not.
Fingers crossed. But
Looks
still,
like there's still some chatter happening, which would only be allowed during an actual timeout. So, methinks that
should be.
We should be in the clear for now. I'll knock on wood just in case.
You're actually knocking on the table.
Not that I'm not much for superstition, but when it comes to avoiding tech pauses, oh
yes,
man, I'll draw a salt circle. I'll do anything. Hang garlic. Get a dream catcher. Whatever could possibly help.
Mutter some kind of a prayer.
Gotta go kill.
Aw.
He's catching shade over here.
I know. You know what's fun was because Chubby Ninja as well as Alex were here yesterday. You know, we were thinking there was a slight chance that Pool Chan could have met David.
Well, I mean,
sure.
They've met before.
Another time, you know, in
They
Korea.
played against each other in Tokyo. They're both the champions.
I mean, like, maybe have that on our screen for SVL. But
Sure.
Yeah,
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
It is going to be the timeout, the tactical timeout from Rapid Lo-Fi. So while the timer ticks away, you got to imagine, I mean, they're trying to figure out some kind of a setup with this operator that they've saved. Just buying up into the next rounds as well. NRG has shown, you know, the aggression, the pacing into the A site, the flexibility with how they can play around it, but also now exploring other parts of the map. I mean, they went back towards mid.
That goes there.
And if you're on Rapid Lo-Fi's side, you're thinking this operator could be utilized for some of these different sites, but because so many rounds have gone towards A, now it's again that 1-4 stack, closer towards A site. Jin's the only one marking B again, and he's doing it from market.
It's just this continued conditioning here from the side of NRG. Get everyone over to that side of the map. It means that Jin is on an island. Util not going to lead to too much here.
Careful now.
As OK gets a reveal into one, so never mind. Caster blessing perhaps. Curse for Sam. As he does eventually get taken down, the cam is still not broken as well. He's kept it quiet, kept it hidden. There you go. It will now be found.
Interestingly enough, though, the spike planted a little bit closer towards market, so vision from main is not the greatest, but it does lure them in through stairs.
Fast lane still available, some further obfuscation.
Rolling Thunder.
Available, and like you said, Rolling Thunder is there, but so is this flank from Mata. He's working his way into market. Paranoia goes across, here's the Rolling Thunder. They're going to try to fight up front, get in on top of these players. Mata is now striking in from behind, finds himself a second kill as Jin is going to be taken down. Prodigy almost beeping it there. Doesn't draw the weapon. Suka is finally able to deal with one. Tripwire going to be cleared out, the defuse being held. Verno trying to get himself into line of sight, but cannot make it happen. It's 0.73 seconds remaining as the defuse comes through.
Down to a hair, and it was just a trip around the spike. Not quite enough to really pull them off of it, especially since Prodigy was taking the fight to NRG, pushing all the way down B main, and he was able to take down two. I mean, even though Mata was coming with a flank, just because Rapid Lo-Fi shows that they are not afraid to scrap or brawl it out against NRG, really nets them these wins. And that's also partially due, in fact, to this interesting setup that they have. Leaving Jin alone on an island towards B allows them stronger numbers in the retakes, especially when Jin works through his traps. Same setup.
take some space. Spray out there from Suka, trying to find something. It's going to be Albus. Two very clean headshots. Gets rid of Verno and Mata. Now the Hunter's Fury going to be coming through. Interrupts the plant. Time now starting to dwindle. 17 seconds remaining as Jin is able to find Finesse at the same time. Spike will get planted. Som backpedaling, getting that regen shield coming through as Albus tries to play onto the corner. Finds one. Does eventually get shut down. Som now on its lonesome. The defuse happening here around the corner. He's desperately trying to get the spray through. Swaps over to the shorty. He's got 2 targets that he's going to have to kill. He knows that they're not on the spike anymore. He can play this out a little bit more patiently, so he backs off. The defuse again, though, being held. And Suka has the angle. Som will fall, and that is going to be by getting up now 5-3.
Really drastic attempt from Som, though, even swapping over the shorty, but the whole round really turned over because of Albus. Had that Hunter's Fury, had the sensing to play ahead of Som's smoke just right around the top link, and because of that, able to take down those 2 players with those 2 clean headshots, and then back off to it for the Hunter's Fury to buy even more time. Rapid Lofi actually putting up a pretty darn good fight against NRG. River's starting to run dry for this American team now. One of the final buys that they might have for quite a while.
Need to try to get a win here. But this one, like you said, it's significantly weakened compared to what they would like to have. Null Command will get built up there by Ethan as he grabs the ult orb. It looks like it's going to be a silent walk back through the spawn, a wraparound over towards B, which once again is pretty wide open.
With time elapsed, it just forces Rapid Lofi to kind of move their pieces across the board. A drone being spent just to gather information, but nothing found so far. Smoke off top mid though, and that's causing Rapid Lofi to think about possibly pushing or watching it. That's when NRG breaks the door, tries to go in for a B split.
Prodigy waiting, first op shot going to be going wide. Swap over to the shorty, pushes up against the cyber cage. The flash, he doesn't confirm the kill, but Albus is there for the alley-oop, finds it, and now the shorty gets some value. He's going to be taken down, Verno gone as well. Finesse is finally able to put Prodigy down on the floor, but it's just he and Som left standing. The spike stranded now.
One enemy
Neural Theft going to be going through just to go ahead and further confirm it. But overall, it is damn clean here for the side of Rapid Lofi. 6-3 now, off carried over.
And that's the effects of those of that timeout from round 6. I mean, they held on to that op, and you've been seeing how effective it can be for them. Earlier on was that 1-4 split with Jin alone. This time, Prodigy comes back in to support the B site, excuse me, and because of that, he's able to hold down a lot of these different angles and snipe players down as they push through, and he has the skill to back up that position. NRG now left scratching their heads. They've explored the map. It hasn't quite worked out, but oh, there it is. Achille was just like...
I might have hit the table.
Face planted into it.
All right.
You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Tech pause.
Ah.
And we'll see what the issue is and how quickly we can get through it. I don't think... I mean, it shouldn't be anything like the one that we suffered yesterday. So
it should not be. But Rapid Lofi, to say the least, are looking pretty darn happy to be here. Was it a coach issue?
It looks like something here on Ethan's PC. Could be a DC, could be a peripheral issue. Not too certain. Either way, should hopefully be able to get that taken care of and get right back into this one. I mean, Rapid Lofi, I think, especially would rather just carry on as quickly as possible, given the momentum that they have right now. I mean, this has been, what, 3 rounds consecutively picked up for them?
Absolutely.
To now get up to 6 on the half.
I mean, for everything that we were saying about them, or at least that I was saying about them, them coming in from challengers, nice NRG fans, they did not look great previously, but now with this new coach coming in, Finesse, not Finesse, they actually looked really good off the timeouts, just changing their setups a little bit, having the cognizance to kind of rotate around or just to sense the timings across the map, use the drone, gather information. They're actually able to stay on top and read every movement that NRG are trying to throw against them. And for whatever reason, when the fights come down to it, somehow NRG fortunately weren't quite able to come out with those firefights. Wow, Australian fan.
Coming over. It's a decent flight, we'll say.
From, yeah, to over to Korea.
Yeah, I think when you're like American and you think about Australia and like Asia, you're like, oh, that's probably pretty close together. It's not. It's really not.
Australia is like the one.
It's like 10 hours from Korea.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, looks like we are good to go, but economy once again broken down here for the side of NRG. Another stinger, a couple sheriffs. As Albus just tucked in behind the box, stays quiet. Should know that there's a player in behind, and that's why you see Suka starting to look back here. But it's going to be Albus who's still able to find the kill all the same. Just a quick peek out. Prodigy able to find one. Shots from Som not going to be connecting, and now Finesse is just going to be hounded down. He's looking for the shorty kill, but will not be able to make it happen. Tripshu, however, will get himself a third. It is just a decisive strike here from Rapid Lofi, and now up 7-3.
Whether or not it's mental conditioning, I mean, they're just so sensible as to how they want to play around the map. We talked about that 1-4 setup. They're going for it again, and it works out a treat. Look at the setup. Tripchu alongside Prodigy, who is able to kind of distract his opponent, sliding all over the place. And there we go.
All right. First timeout call here from the NRG camp. One car wanting to get involved. This is certainly not the half that they would have expected to have. Still an opportunity to rescue it, however. It's not been looking great in the last 2 rounds, but getting ready to go into a full buy and still make this 7-5.
Yeah, if you pick it up, to say the least, but dropping it might give you the 9-3 or at least an 8-4. And that would help Rapid Lofi that much more. But we'll see what they can really do. Again, on the attacking side, they gotta find some way to break the setups that Rapid Lofi have. And what you might very well be thinking is, more often than not, it's the B site. Jin's usually alone there, and as long as you are able to evade his trips, you should be fine. But off a timeout, you're not quite sure what Rapid Lofi might switch up as well, so back into A we go. Rapid Lofi are actually possibly thinking about pushing down mid. Prodigy's not on the op this time. It's Jin who's holding on to that thing.
It's not going to be seeing too much of anything, it would seem. As Prodigy, yeah, he wants to push the pace, gets quite a bit of damage there onto Verno. Keeping them distracted, pushes up past the aftershock, spot onto one, but Ethan comes to the rescue. Quick headshot, the Neon is put down.
Just a bit of time spent, but still NRG holding on to their utility, still able to break through sites. At least the alt orb was picked up, and now you can take a look at the map. Rapid Lofi, they've gone back to that heavy reinforcement towards A setup. 1-3. NRG could still rotate, but they continue to press on into A.
Oh, Mata. Lucky to not take additional damage there. Tripsu though, spotting out one. Now looks for the transfer, managing to get it. Gets the third as well. Som just not ready to get his cutout. Ends up getting picked apart. Fault line will hold Tripsu back here for the moment. The plant now going to be coming through. A 3v2. The Omen down to 3 HP. Winnable here for the side of NRG. The odds stack against them. Tripsu walking forward, Inferno instantly able to find the other two on the approach. And NRG will bail themselves out what was looking like a devastating round.
Thanks to Verno and his kills, and Finesse as well, but still, it definitely looked dicey. A mistake and an oversight, to say the least, but still, going through into it, I mean, you're looking at this one moment from Tripchu where he's able to take down 3 players because Link was left open. And that's kind of just happening because of the past fights that NRG has had. A lot of it was more closer towards defender spawn, and that's where they've always gone towards. Now having to switch things up. Last round of the first half, NRG takes things slow. Up in Prodigy's hands, and he's peeking into B main.
Also in Mata's hands here, Tiles peeking in towards Market. Jin is going to have to be quite cautious. Looks like he's not really going to play the angle, though. Backs away, smoke at top mid.
So this could be an approach from NRG, possibly through Market or up towards top mid. But the drone
spot.
definitely, yes, kind of breaks it into a good. But smoking off, you know, they just might be able to break that trip into Market and into B.
You see this tripwire. Not really going to be able to push past this one. Looks like a big push
Oh.
out of top mid. Players now working their way forward. Suka backpedaling. Fault line at the ready. Dodges out in the one flash. Swing coming through, and Albus finding a bit of a timing. Is able to collect one. Suka gets traded out at the same time, though, and Juju's not ready for this pressure. Coming forward in towards A main.
Good positioning, though, from Mata alongside Ethan now on NRG's side. They have the sight, they have the spike down. The Trips watching their backs as well, so this should inform everything that they need to know.
Cam as well just got toggled. Believe that they spotted out them both.
Jin.
So even though that 0 point does not connect, they should know that there's going to be 2 players on that approach from that angle. The op dialed in. Jin cut in half there by Mata. Now all of this pressure on just the shoulders of these 2 players, and yep, there is a Rolling Thunder ready to go. Prodigy trying to slide up in front of him, but he's just going to get relay bolted at the same time, and that leaves Albus all on his lonesome. Fights back to find one, but ultimately it will be NRG running back the final 2 rounds of the half to make it 7-5.
Yeah, timeout definitely cleaned things up for the team. 7-5 is the best possible score that they could have gotten at that moment. And a little bit unfortunate for Prodigy just getting Valoranted at the end, hit by a Rolling Thunder, then a relay ball. Very, very, very nice. But apart from that, yes, it's just that hit. You know, the mid-rounding from Finesse in this round definitely said everything. They could have gone through to market. They could have gone to so many different shots, but taking things a little bit slow, maybe hearing out some footsteps from the side of possibly Suka, who was pushing out a B main. They decided to push top mid instead, and that really gave them a lot more space and a lot more freedom throughout the entire rest of the round. So 7-5, bit of a mixed performance, but starting to clean things up thanks to the timeouts that they've gotten. We'll see how NRG deals with the defensive side. Rapid Lofi on the attack can still be quite deadly, and they have proven themselves to be lethal on the attack too.
We'll see. A lot of it could just come down to this opening pistol. Rapid Lo-Fi, if they can get themselves another, would be in pole position to take this map. You expect that, you know, that's something that they very much need to be able to do here in this series, and that this is their map pick of Sunset. We'll also get a look at how their Haven is going to be in the next one. But either way, I'd say that NRG, if nothing else, probably a little bit surprised with how things have gone thus far. They've done well to run it back and make it a 7-5 scoreline. For a while, it was looking like maybe it was going to be a 9-3. This is still probably a lot closer than they might have anticipated themselves.
Yeah, there's so many comments saying it's like, oh, it's definitely going to be 13-3, 13-4. You never know. And Rapid Lo-Fi definitely showing that they are not a team to be underestimated. Now back into it, starting to extend their ways all across mid. Spotted Ethan out towards market, and this could be a way for them in through towards the B side, but they're actually trying to approach from top mid as well. Ethan's marking it with this frag, but that's just only going to buy time. The rest of the team's going to have to rotate over so quick. Oh, Ethan.
Then going for the push, but the right clicks from Prodigy are going to be the ones that connect. Finesse gets damage across him, and all the HP bars right now on the side of Rapid Lo-Fi getting tagged up. Flash does fly forward. It's going to be the back off here for a brief moment from Prodigy, now sprinting his way over towards the B site, which will be taken. Solid position here for Rapid Lo-Fi to try to get themselves a second pistol win.
A little bit of a lurk from Suka as well, though.
Oh, up and over the top. They not spotted him. Oh, he doesn't strike fast enough. Sam is able to find the kill. Fault line now across, connecting onto 3. The stuns abound. Paranoia helps peel back the pressure. Sam jumping onto the corner, is able to find one. Jin pushing forward, gets rid of Inferno, but then gets traded out. Now a 2v3, the man advantage taken here for the side of NRG. Going to bring this round back into their favor. Sam with the third, but now on his lonesome versus Albus. Pushes out of the smoke. Just given the damage taken, it's an easy enough cleanup here. 8-5, 2 for 2 on the pistols.
And it's Rapid Lo-Fi again, not backing down from the fights. They play inside of smokes. And it's things that NRG doesn't quite expect with every little win. Rapid Lo-Fi, you can hear their shouts across the stage. And it just tells you how much these little rounds mean to them. Yes, Suka kind of got taken out, but it was enough information.
เลยแต่เสียดายช็อตเมื่อกี้ที่แฟนทอมควรจะได้อีกสัก1 ตัวไหมใกล้อ่ะแต่ว่าก็ต้องชมครับอีกฝั่งหนึ่งว่าจังหวะมาเทรดก็ค่อนข้างไวครับ
เปิดช่วงเหมือนกันครับแล้วรอบนี้ก็ฟูลบายครับแต่ว่าวิโตไฟเองเรื่องปืนก็ไม่ใช่ย่อยนะครับ3 คนดูได้เลยครับนี่ครับไหลมาบริจี้ทะลุเข้ามาร์เก็ตแบ็คชาร์จสเต็ปออกยังทันอยู่ก็ซอมดิเลโบจ่ายไปฟัดเลนมาแล้วเฟอร์โน่วางเป้ารอตรงนี้อีกฝั่งสไลด์ไหลเข้ามาแล้วเลยครับ
เกือบเหมือนกันนะครับมีเซอร์เบคิดครึ่งวันเวย์ไปก่อนนะครับแบบนี้ NRG ยังโดนเบรกมาอยู่ครับแล้วสไปแคมมันเจอนะโพดิจี้เอาตัวเองไหลมาถึงแบ็กไซด์เลยรอให้สุกะแพนสไปครับ
โอ้สมบัติจ่ายของดีจัดเลยครับรับผิดโลไฟฮะดูฮะต้องรอรีเทคครับ5 ต่อ 5ครับตรงนี้ NRG โอ้ปิดมาจะไหลเซตอัพตรงนี้เวลาเริ่มจะบีบครับดูครับอีธานได้ป๊อกออกมาแล้วซอมครับโดนแปดเบรกมาตัวนี้เป็นกินตัดซอมได้ก่อนไหลมาเอาไว้ไปเลยเบอร์โดมิกได้ดูก้ามาแล้วกินเอา2เลยกลายเป็นว่าเหลือ2 คนเท่านั้นNRG
โอ้ยแปลกๆเหลือแค่มาดาคนสุดท้ายครับมาดาตอนนี้ NRG คงต้องยอมให้ออนไลน์ไลน์ผิดโลไฟครับขึ้นดับเบิลดิจิต
เอาแล้วครับแล้วเหมือนจะเอาด้วยนะดูครับเลื้อยๆมาตรงนี้แต่มาดาต้องเซฟเลยครับวันนั้นกระบอกนี้ครับ
โอ้โหมีให้เห็นนะ
เสียฟูบายครับ NRG ภาพแบบนี้
อุ้ยเอาแล้วครับอะไรที่ไม่คิดว่าจะเห็นนะก็จะมาเห็นในออฟซีซั่นครับ
โหแล้วกินต้องชมเลยครับแมปนี้คือแกเอาอยู่มาร์เก็ตกับไซบีนี่บ้านเกิดเลยครับกินมาดา
ไม่เอาแล้วนะมาดาเนี่ยไม่ได้มาจากคำภาษาญี่ปุ่นนะมาจากคำว่าอดัมผันไป
ผันเป็นชื่อที่มาของชื่อนะครับจากรอบนี้ยึดกลางครับแรปปิดโลไฟนะดูครับมาแล้วให้ทริปชิลที่มีฟอร์มชาโดเนี่ยรออยู่บ้านเลย
วิกฤตนะตอนนี้ครับถึงแม้จะซื้อปืนมาได้นะครับ NRG เป็นดาววัดใจเลยนะครับถ้าเกิดว่าแพ้
ไม่ได้นี่แทบจะแมตช์พอยต์เลยนะ
ใช่ครับมันอาจจะจบเลยก็ได้ครับตอนนี้ต้องวัดกันเลยครับมาดาริจันชิวกับแวนดอลระยะนี้แต่โดนฟอสไลน์มาดาต้องรีบถอยออกจากเอลบูกันก่อนครับ
เอาไปช็อกจ่ายไปก่อนครับ MS เบรกไปอีก1 จังหวะครับตรงนี้แต่ว่าแล้วพิทโลไฟเองก็ไม่ได้รีบร้อนเลยครับค่อยไหลเข้ามาครับแตกกันหน้าเอเมงอยู่4 คนแล้วดูครับเอลโบพยายามจะคอเล่นแฟดถอยจ่ายมาก่อน1 ลูกแล้วเบรกได้แค่1 เท่านั้นแต่ว่าโดนเทรดไปครับ
เสียหายครับเอลโบมายืนคู่กันครับ FNS และมาดา2 คน
แล้วกินไหลทามมิ่งนี้โอ้โห
ใช่บ่นี่ใช่ไหมแต่ใช่หรือเปล่าครับ
กับ B ครับแล้วรวบหลังอีกทีนึงมาแล้วมิดท็อปแล้วนะตอนนี้ฮะเราดูครับดูกะเองแกก็ไม่ค่อยถอยรอเลยครับแต่ว่าไป B แล้วครับ
กินไปฝั่ง Defender ไซส์สปอนก็คุ้มแล้วนะ
ใช่
เพราะว่าเผื่อโรเทตอ้อม Defender ไซส์ครับนั่นไง
ใช่
ปะนะมาแล้วเหยื่อลงมาเบอร์โนรับน้องหน่อยกินบอกรับน้องรับน้องครับนี่ครับเวลคัมทูเอเชีย
โอ้โหเอเชียสไตล์ตรงนี้แล้วตูกลับไปต้องการอีกซอมเหลืออีธานคนเดียว
ว้าว
เอาแล้วครับคุณผู้ชมฮะขนลุกนะตอนนี้บอกเลย
เซฟอีกครั้งเซฟครับต้องเซฟว้าวออนไลน์ไลน์ผิดโลไฟครับแฟนคลับเวียดนามตอนนี้ยิ้มแล้วนะครับแบบที่นี้
แต่แผนนี่รอบนี้ทีเด็ดเลยนะครับแยกเลนเจาะมาแล้วให้กินเลื้อยหลังพอดีแล้วอ้อมโยกไซส์นะครับไม่รีบร้อนด้วยให้ฝั่งจ่ายของเบรกไป
คือคอมมันไม่มีผมว่าอินโฟแอบน้อยไปนะส่วนตัวผมนะ
ใช่
มันเลยแบบว่ามีแต่ส่งของพยายามมาให้มาด่าเข้าให้มาส่งให้มาด่าเล่นอวยผมเรียกแบบนี้อวยมาด่าเลย
ครับ
แต่บอกว่าพอไม่มีอินโฟมาด่าก็มันจะเข้าตรงไหนก็ยากโดนคอสมุมบ้างเลยบ้าง
คือยุคก่อนเนี่ยซันเซ็ตก็จะมีแบ่งเป็น2 ฝั่งนี้แหละคือเลือกระหว่างเคโอกับโซวาแต่ว่าหลังๆมาคนก็จะนิยมโซวามากกว่าเพราะว่าอินโฟได้เยอะกว่าและที่สำคัญคือฝั่งบุกมันจะเคลียร์แถบไซเฟอร์ได้ด้วย
ใช่ตั้งแต่ครึ่งแรกผมว่าNRGสู้กับแถบยาก
ใช่
สู้ไม่ได้ต้องแทงแถบแม่หน้าฝั่งเวียดนาม
เอาแล้วครับ2 ไทม์เอาท์มีให้เห็นครับ NRG ตรงนี้โค้ชมองก้าครับ
เรียกได้ว่าซังอัมซูคอลอสเซียม น่าจะมีความรู้สึกที่ไม่ต่างจากที่พวกเรารู้สึกว่า
ครับ
สิ่งที่มันไม่เคยเกิดขึ้นมันก็เกิดขึ้นแล้วที่นี่ครับที่ SVL
จะเป็นที่สร้างประวัติศาสตร์2 วันติดเลยเหรอนะเมื่อวานก็ทีหนึ่งแล้วนะ แล้ววันนี้นี่คือ วันนี้นี่หนักกว่าตรงที่ว่าสถิติเนี่ยมันกลับด้านกันมาตลอด
มันหัวก้อยเลยอ่ะ
ใช่วันนี้หยินหยางจะพลิกอีกรอบนึง
โอ้โห มันต้องมีคนทีมหนึ่งอ่ะ อาจจะ break the rule อ่ะสถิติแตกอ่ะ
โอ้โห
อาจจะ
หรือว่า
ใช่
อาจจะต้องว่ากันอาจจะ 2-1 รีเวิร์สกลับมาหรือเปล่า อะไรก็เกิดขึ้นได้ครับวันนี้เพิ่งแมปแรกเท่านั้นนะคุณผู้ชมแต่แมปแรกยังเดือดขนาดนี้ฮะ
โอ้
ใครที่รับชมอยู่ก็อย่าลืมฝากกดไลค์นะครับแล้วก็ฝากกดแชร์กันด้วยครับรวมถึงสามารถไปเล่นกิจกรรมสุดๆของเราได้ครับทางซูปและเอเวอร์ไทยแลนด์นี่
กิจกรรมทายผลตอนนี้ผมอยากรู้มากเลยว่า
อ่ามี
มีคนเปลี่ยนวะ
มันเช็คได้หรือเปล่าย้อนหลังกันตรงนี้
เออ
แล้วจ่ายไปก่อนแล้วฟอร์ไลน์เป็นจังหวะแรกมาตรงนี้แล้วมาดัดรอบนี้จะดันมาเลยครับ
เฮ้ย
ดันสวนคืนมาแต่ว่าเขาก็รอรับอยู่นะ
เฮ้ยแล้วดาร์คเบอร์มันไม่เห็นเท้านะครับ
ครับ
ต้องเดินมาชิดสไลด์มาเช็คมาด่าเก็บหนึ่งเอาบัตตามเทรดเอาบัตนี่ไม่ธรรมดาหลายครั้งแล้วนะ
เอาบัตนี่คือเทได้มาครับอีธานอีขวามาแล้วซ้ายเขาล็อก3นะครับตรงนี้แต่ว่าขวาใกล้แฟกเมนต์เบรกไปก่อนครับ
ไม่ปล่อยครับ FNS ก็เล่นชิดรอจังหวะอยู่ครับแต่เขาเช็คซ้ายโรลิงนันเดอร์ถูกจ่ายมาด้วยแบบนี้แต่อีธานแก๊ปเก็บชิวๆไปก่อนอีธานจะเล่นต่อหรือว่าซ้ายก็มีขวาก็มาเหมือนกัน FNS เก็บเอาบัสไปแล้วซูกาสแปมมาแบบนี้ไปโดนอีธานเฉย
โอ้โหจังหวะป๊อปแฟตได้พอดีครับเอเมไปได้ครับ2-3มาตรงนี้แต่ว่านี่ครับมาอีกแล้วกินเลื้อยมาหลังแอลเล่มีใครระวังตัวหรือเปล่า
ไม่รู้
เฮ้ย
แล้วเมื่อกี้ซูกาก็ลุ้นลิงนันเดอร์แต่เข้าไม่ได้ครับเราต้องดีฟอลต์เจอพอดีครับ FNS แล้วจ่ายแฟตพอยต์ไปเขาหลบเข้าเซเบอร์เขตมาอีกหนึ่งจังหวะจะบีบเข้าดีฟอลต์เวลา13 วินาทีต้องทำแล้วครับกินเก็บ FNS ไปแล้วจังหวะจะได้แพ้ต้องดีฟอลต์เลยครับ
แล้วสอบด้านไหนโดนเราเตะเป็นตำแหน่งแล้วเสร็จกินเลยกลายเป็นว่าเหลือเวอร์โน่คนเดียวเวอร์โน่วิ่งมาแบบนี้เขาก็วางเป้ารอแล้วเลยครับ
อุ้ยเอามาดิต่างฝ่ายต่างมีโนโรเตฟครับเมื่อกี้เจออินโฟโดนฟอร์ไลน์ไปกินเล่นเลยละกันเก็บ3แมตช์พอยต์ออนไลน์ลาผิดโลไฟ
1 ราวครับเพื่อปิดแผนที่แรกที่พวกเขาเลือกมาเองครับออนไลน์และพิโลไฟแล้วสิ่งที่ใจตั้งแต่สวอปฝั่งมา NRG ยังไม่ได้เลยแม้แต่วินเดียวครับตอนนี้
NA แปลว่าอะไรนะตอนนี้ แต่เพิ่งเบสออฟทรีไง
ครับ แมปแรกอยู่
แต่เปิดมาเนี่ยเซอร์ไพรส์นะ
แต่กินเนี่ยวันเนี้ยกินหมดแมปแน่นอนเลยครับมาแล้วครับไทม์เอาครับเวลาพิโลไฟชนะแต่คอไทม์เอาจะปิดเลย
เปิดเพื่อปิดว่ะ
เอาดีเหอะแกแข็งจัดเลยนะ
เฮ้ย
ชนะไทม์เอาคือเอาชัวร์ครับเขาวินเนตบอกขอสั่งแผนสุดท้ายของแมปนี้
โอ้โห
เป็นไง
แล้วจิ้มแล้วชี้แล้วไม่มีกล้องก็เห็นแล้วชี้เลยอ่ะ
เฮ้ย
เอาเลยเว้ย สิ่งที่ทุกคนไม่คิดว่ามันจะเกิดมันก็เกิดเลย
แล้วผมไปดูคอมเมนต์มาทายผลเนี่ยเรียบร้อยนะโดนหมดแล้ว แม่
อาจารย์สำนักไหนก็ผิดอ่ะ เอาจริงคู่เนี้ยผมยอมรับเลย
โอ้โห
โอ้นี่คือถ้าแบบว่ามีแบบว่าทายเรียงแมปเนี่ย
ครับ
แมปแรกอะพังแล้วนะตอนเนี้ย
พังเลย
อืม
คือสแตทย้อนหลังมาเอาแค่รันเซตอะ NRG ก็ชนะมาเรื่อยๆนะครับและพิโลไฟก็มีแพ้มาตลอดเหมือนกันรันเซตอะ แต่ตอนนี้ครับดูครับสไตล์การเล่นต่างๆการปรับแผนอะได้นะ
เฮ้ย เอาแล้วมา NRG ครับลาวัดใจของพวกเขาครับ การมีโรลิงเทนเดอร์ของ FNS ต้องเบรกให้ได้ครับกับมาดาการมีโอเวอร์ไดรฟ์ของเขา
ต้องได้เท่านั้นครับ7 วินติดครับตัวนี้จาก NRG ครับเพื่อจะต่อว่าไทม์เธอเซฟโหลดก่อนครับซอมนะคเวอร์ปิดมาแล้วนี่ครับไปไหลจ่อมาเล่นซื้อสกิลก่อนในหน้า A เลยครับแล้วเหมือนว่า
really cement their hit closer towards, if not mid, maybe some kind of a split hit in towards A. Still have Jin somewhat lurking closer towards B to check if anyone does push out. Nothing spotted. And NRG are just trying to hold their ground. No info gained so far.
Slide forward, market cleared. Flash gonna be dodged, fragment at their feet, and there's the Rolling Thunder. Holding them at bay. The push towards Ethan trying to take some space. His finger in hand. Comes up with two. The spike now gonna be dropped. Weapon gonna be upgraded. Vandal in hand here. Prodigy spotting out one. Somehow slipped the net. Playing quietly, but Ness similarly holding his ground here at the front, but now Prodigy in his position becomes known. Finds one, and that's far too much to be done. Some of the crossfire takes him down. We're back at the timeout call here from Rapid Lofi. NRG will stick around in the map.
And the efforts from Finesse as well as Ethan kind of saved the day. Huge Rolling Thunder connects in towards Market. Definitely buys so much time, and Ethan coming in to find those two frags with his stinger as well. Definitely does a lot. NRG being able to react fast enough against Rapid Lofi and their huge movements all across the map this time. But how long can they really keep this up? They managed to afford a bit of a better buy in this round. Ultimates expended from the side of Rapid Lofi as well, and this team once again looking to create a bit of pressure towards the A site. Som just trying to play it safe with the smokes. Trying to prevent them from really breaking in towards elbow, if anything at all. The rest of them being marked.
Just waiting. Flash over the top, trying to see if they can get any kind of catch here.
And this is good because at the very least, you know, you confirm that they are trying something around the A site, but because you block that off, you're funneling them closer towards mid as well as B, where Verno is lying in wait. Mada marking down Market as well, and now NRG has more map control.
Oh. Two Cyphers, both just hugging boxes.
No
command going to be popped here by Ethan as he starts slowly drifting his way across towards B. Push forward, Verno striking, finds one. Sees the second, needs to hit the headshot, goes for the wider swing. He's able to win out that fight. Opens things up here on the defense. And that sends Rapid Lofi packing. Suka playing forward, low HP, instantly dead. And Finesse looking for the second, won't be able to make it happen. Prodigy does manage to strike him down, but damage is taken by both of these players. Push forward, Sam up on top, will go ahead and be the finisher. NRG win a second round in a row.
And huge impactful kills coming out from Verno. Just tucked inside the boxes. I mean, he was checked by Jin, but still able to react fast enough, promptly enough, going out for the wide swing against Albus as well. I mean, that second one definitely probably wasn't meant for him to, you know, pick up on, but he managed to do it. The rest of the team as well, I mean, off of those little plays, they managed to control the map effectively. So now trying to read or anticipate what Rapid Lofi's next moves are, we swap around positions. Som is now closer towards Market, and Mada's pushing out in towards A.
They found my wire.
Cam going to be cleared out. Will trip on the entrance here. Slide forward, Ethan covering fire, able to keep Verno protected, who finds himself a kill as well. Jin going to be taken down, now the man advantage very much here in the hands of NRG. Rapid Lofi are very committed to this site. Smoke about to dissipate. Two players, the back, they're lined up. Suka finds it. That's a third, and Mada, the off shot ends up going wide. Eats an immense amount of damage, down to 30 HP. Now it's a 2v3 for NRG to try to stick around here in this map. The forward push, waiting for the smoke to dissipate, may have just been Rapid Lofi finally getting the better here of NRG. Bring an end to this sunset. Sun's out, fast lane goes through, Finesse swinging onto the corner, but it's just splitting the difference between two players, and now it is all down to Mada. The new addition with just an op in hand.
Time.
It's working against him. And there's the swing out, and there's the finisher. 13-7. Rapid Lofi from Vietnam come out swinging. They pick Sunset, they get their win.
And this is impressive. They weren't doing too well on the map before, having lost against teams like Full Sense, Naos, but now in towards a match against gargantuan teams in SVL. NRG were taken down on the very first map, NRG trying to approach, or at least change their approach, having Som closer towards the B site. You know, it's additional support with the Paranoia if there is a hit coming through, but it wasn't quite enough. Just being able to approach up the top from the ledge, being able to spot and line both of them up like that. Suka was able to take 2 of them down. And that was all the numbers that Rapid Lo-Fi needed to close out the map.
Well, overall, I mean, great, I'd say shared effort for the most part here from Rapid Lo-Fi. There you can see just how tight-knit the scores are. Albus Jin as well, some great moments from him, the multi-frags coming through on the Cypher. This was very much a concerted effort here from Rapid Lo-Fi to be able to get this victory. But for NRG, for the fans out there watching, we shouldn't panic too much quite just yet. Sunset, a map that we've really only seen once from them in the offseason. They narrowly were able to beat Sentinels on it, whereas Haven, something that they played a lot more over at the Sin City Classic and looked a lot more dominant on. The big question is, how much has Rapid Lo-Fi done their homework? Can they figure out how NRG pilots that map? Because you take a look back at the score lines, 13-5 versus Sen, 13-5 versus Cloud9, 13-9 versus EG, all the most recent results here. So NRG going to be feeling a lot more comfortable on that map pick of Haven, but Rapid Lo-Fi looking geared up, looking jazzed up, and ready to frag. We'll see if they can continue and get the upset win confirmed when we come back, so don't go anywhere. Here they come piling forward. The slide goes in. Prodigy is able to find one. Now they know Verto's position. He's so much here. As OK gets the reveal on the one. So never mind. Space. Spray out there from Suka. Trying to find something. It's going to be Alvin. Oh, damage there. Two those. Cutting out one. Now looking for the transfer. Bimsy to get it. Gets the third as well. The off the third. Now on its lonesome versus Alvin. Pushes out of the smoke. Full flash. Working his way forward into market. And Jin is able to find a headshot for off screen. It's been waiting for completely unaware and instantly dead. Suka now pushing forward, spotting out Som
In for those straight antics.
Oh, I mean, fault line hard right side here. Cage comes up, they're on the hunt, they're running out of time. We're in the corner, there's Head to try to win this one out. The fault line, however, comes across, and Jin has the headshot. Trying to take some space, his finger in hand, comes up with 2, despite the cross towards B. Push forward, Verto striking, finds one. Sees
बोलेंगे तू आज चूतिया बोलेंगे उसकी चिंता नहीं। ओ भाई कुछ भी भाई।
One enemy remaining.
भाई ओ भाई कुछ भी भाई।
Spike down A. Reloading.
Get out of my way!
Last player standing.
You had your fun. My turn.
Fast PN panel with its faster native response time can
One enemy remaining.
during flashbang attacks.
Defenders win.
That's good on a dynamic image blurring due to the panel's inability to handle the load.
क्या हो गई?
These new monitors integrate new dynamic Diac 2.
One enemy remaining.
With clearer visuals at dynamic but are also Moreover, doesn't require any sync, ensuring no impact on game performance. Besides download, save, share, it will auto-apply different color settings based on your usage scenarios.
Stim beacon here. Pop event. A long wait. Final show.
Just started off
Outlook
of the tech
latest
pause,
monitors are
and the map ends just in quick fashion. Second into the operator again, even though it narrates BB's presence was easily dealt with by Genji.
One enemy remaining. Spike down.
Refining details to ensure players can perform their best
Enemy remaining.
in games.
One enemy remaining.
This is a brief introduction of the new X.
One enemy remaining.
If you have any questions.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
지르교과서 단원들의 설명은
One enemy remaining.
커피 나라다.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
살아남아서 여기까지 와라. 네가 이 구역 벗어날 수 있을 것 같아?
No sound, no sound.
Just wait, they'll stun here.
हाँ ठीक है. No sound guys.
No more charges left.
Enemy mid.
Slammer.
Reloading.
Rain a kill.
One enemy remaining.
4 out of 5.
नहीं.
I know exactly where you... Rain a kill.
One enemy remaining.
4 out of 5.
नहीं.
I know exactly where.
पुश के तो वो बंदा कैसे मर गया रोनक?
Time to jump.
Flasher.
तो वो बंदा कैसे मर गया रोनक?
Planted.
Scanning ahead. There they are.
One enemy remaining.
Well played, bro.
Good thing I was with you. Yes.
Oh my god, bro.
Feeling sight.
Wait, flash नहीं हो.
Blinded.
मेरे को क्यों फ्लैश कर दिया बे?
Spike down A.
-50 seconds.
Blinded. One enemy remaining.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Bro. Bro, GG report. I report.
Plant.
2 CT
enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
तो दोस्त को कि नहीं चाहिए तुझे
One enemy remaining. Spike down.
इधर देख
And we are back, about to go into our second map of the first series here, day 2 of the SVL. NRG falling well shy of the mark there on Sunset, but now they have their map pick of Haven coming up to see if they can take this the distance, go to Pearl. But the young upstarts here on Rapid Lofi from Vietnam are looking to make this a quick series, looking for a 2-0 with Haven on the horizon.
They are fired up, Seth. Oh my god. I mean, stats be damned. Everything that we know about Rapid Lofi, having seen them from Challengers and everything, it didn't look great, but now that surprise show up on towards Sunset, it really makes you wonder how much more they can do on a map like Haven. Definitely, you know, thinking about the compositions that they've played before in the past, you are expecting that Neon, but this time again, is it going to be that same role swap? And they did it just on Sunset. It worked out so well for them. And you got to wonder if that come up with that role swap again. Is it going to turn things around against NRG? And has NRG really enough for them to close out this to push us into map 3?
Last player standing. Last player
The
standing.
comms look like going into Haven. But realistically, you know, for Rapid Lofi here, don't have to change much, if anything at all. The composition on Sunset can pretty much plug and play directly into Haven as well, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Same exact picks here for them. NRG just going to be the one flip from the KO to the Sova now, as everything else will basically remain the same, aside from obviously Ethan picking up this breach.
Ethan on the breach, Verno not on the Cypher, onto the Sova, so I mean this kind of works out for them. But then again, it all comes down to the executions on the map itself and how they're able to pull that off, because earlier on before, a lot of the fights, you know, they just weren't expecting kind of the defensive setup that Rapid Lofi have. And now as we head on into Haven, Rapid Lofi are still, you know, the ones starting things out on the defensive side. So NRG really needs to kind of, I think, take their time with things. Because rushing into it, especially without much information as to how Rapid Lofi might have themselves set up, they might be in for a rude surprise. And that's kind of what hurt them on towards Sunset. They never played against a team like this before. So it's a new opponent, new things that they need to study and quickly adapt towards, because Rapid Lofi are definitely surprising everyone watching this right now.
Absolutely have been. Let's see if that surprise continues here, or if NRG can bring this back to some familiarity as far as what our expectations were, you know, how they were concerned coming into this one. But here we go, Haven, to see if it is going to be a 2-0 upset. NRG will start beginning to fight back. Player that I'm going to have my eyes on, especially going here into Haven, is going to be Som. The last performance that they had versus Sentinels, 13-5, as mentioned. Som was a huge part of that win. 5-0 on first kills, first deaths.
Definitely a very formidable player. Wasn't having the best time on Sunset. That again, that's kind of part due to fact to his role. Rapid Lofi though, everyone was just chiming in on that previous map. Whether or not it's Prodigy, it was Jhin on the lurks as well. And Haven is one of those maps where you can do quite a bit. So starting things off, another 1-4 setup, dude. Look at this. Yep. Only Jhin in towards Garage.
Dart straight away, sent out. Mata eating a tiny little bit of damage there. Certainly could have been worse for Ware. Cam will spot as they go for the entry here. Jhin just waiting, holding back, pulling away. Meantime, have Finesse ready to maybe lurk up through Garage itself, should the site start being taken. Spoke up for the moment, tapping the spike, baits out the aftershock. And there it is. Oh, Jhin! The 1-2 special goes for the reload, the drop down, looking for the third. Ethan being pressured here from the flank. Prodigy will be able to find it. Verno only able to find one. It's damn near flawless, and it's now 3 for 3 on the pistols. as Rapid Lofi will once again take the opening round.
This is sick, and it's just surprising. It's a 1-4 setup, and you would think, you know, not a single person can hold Garage by his own. But unfortunately for NRG, Jin is the guy to make that happen. Previously on the Duelist, now onto the Sentinel, and he's able to perform so darn well. I sound like a broken record right now, but he's just the one who's able to make these kills happen. On his own, 1-2 special, looking for the third. Prodigy buys the attention away. And despite NRG getting the early spike plant, they are not able to hold those post plants because it's broken so quickly by that one little Garage hold. Setups are the same this time around, but we've got upgraded guns on the side of Rapid Lofi.
Once again, eyes trained here on the B site. Suka sat back, Guardian in hand. We saw him bouncing out though, able to get the plant down. Pivot coming through, Tripwire is set up, will get cleared out. This is them pushing into Jin, who's going to be isolated alone on the site, just that goes in hand. So he backpedals out immediately, just waiting for the reinforcements. Now trying to take the fight, put some damage across Automata down to 40 HP, but Finesse as well. Similarly, he's able to find an elimination, so now the man advantage is going to be there. They're outgunned, but Ethan comes away with a monstrous kill, and suddenly it's 5 players alive, just Prodigy on the opposite side, a Spectre in hand to try to see if he can get an ace clutch, and he cannot. Only finds one, and now we are tied up at 1-1 as NRG win out the eco round.
I was like, if NRG makes this a flawless 30, that would be insane. But no, unfortunately one player went down at the end because of the slide in, but still, it looks so darn clean. Just pistols alone, but from the little takes, from the little hits, just buying a bit of attention, a bit of utility away from the B side. They got enough space in towards C, and also pre-aimed in towards defender spawn, in towards C link to get those kills to cross the hurdle. Now all the guns upgraded, 1 Bulldog and a Bucky on the side of Rapid Lofi. Let's see what they can do with a 1-1-3 setup.
For a little bit of a pacier hit here. Immediate backpedal from Albus, just a classic in hand. Shot turned out. Bit of a warning shot there. No one to receive the damage. Drone not going to be able to scout all the way forward. Cam is set up.
Wow,
that'll get noted and cleared.
Should be enough though. Suka has the fault line to hold on from the other side. Prodigy actually slides away.
Just fast enough. Does he go for a repeat though? He's giving up this position. Can hold at the top of sewers with his Bucky in hand. Does make it considerably more difficult for him to try to find value from this spot.
Here.
Starting to dwindle though.
Cute. Paranoia through, and then Mata slides in. That should be enough for NRG.
Oh yeah, not going to get a connection on anybody. Nor will the Bucky. Mata somehow avoiding that damage and finds a follow-up kill. Plant now getting ready to come through, some blind shots through, but Mata works his way over towards Hell, finds one. Shorty comes up with a kill as Verno will fall. Bulldog from Jin. Able to find Mata as well. Spike now not planted, stuck over in Hell.
Enemy remaining.
Bail him out. Sopp seeking a target. Will end up falling. Decent damage here from the side of Rapid Lofi, but they cannot stop the round going the way of NRG, who now find themselves in the lead.
Yeah, even though the Paranoia didn't quite connect, it does flush them out of position, so it allows for Mata to pick up on those 2 quick kills and in towards the site. I mean, a little bit of cheeky antics from Rapid Lofi and the Shorty, so they managed to do a bit of damage because of that, but still, positions revealed and everything else that follows along with it. NRG shows just the ability to retake the site as well and hold it off post-plant. So 1-2. Ults earned on both sides. It's the overdrive. Jin a little bit closer to the neural theft as well. And Rapid Lofi swap back the same 1-4 setup. C is completely open.
And it is. Overdrive popped. A lot of out for blood. Judge in hand as well, alongside the ultimate. Spamming through. Wires also set up on that garage exit.
Just trying to soften up.
Position to be in here for Rapid Lofi.
They're waiting for that recon from Elvis. Suka as well at the fault lines. And then potentially for some smokes and flashes, Prodigy should be looking for a bucket kill.
Overdrive gets popped. Fault line widely going to be dodged out. They both does get a connection onto one, but it's going to be Verno covering fire, able to find Prodigy, taking it down, but now trip shoot. Albus finding one apiece. Ethan fights back with the Outlaw in hand. Jin on the floor. Finesse, snappy, swings the corner, comes up with 2. And suddenly it's just Albus now on his lonesome. 7 bullets for Finesse, and that's more than enough. A 3rd kill for him, a 3rd round for NRG.
That's my IGL. That's the guy that you want to have. Beautiful spray transfers on that. And also Prodigy, I mean, unfortunately popping the overdrive with the fast lanes. I mean, it was completely read by NRG. They expected it, and just hiding from inside with the recons that they sent out, Verno was able to take him down. Off of that, just being able to read the further positions that they would push from. Off towards C-Link, easy takes for Finesse, but the fact that he was able to execute that so well. Back in full form, NRG looking much better on Haven.
That's the first full buy round basically going their way. An effective delayed bonus conversion here for NRG. Much stronger spot to be in.
And you can see that it kind of forces Rapid Lofi to go back to their default setups, 2-1-2 right now. And on towards upgraded pistols, they're just trying to hold as much as they can. Use utility to delay and deny. But NRG, they're okay to work with this. You know, bait some of the smokes out, some flashes out perhaps. And they might just be able to rotate around as well. I mean, I think they're looking for some trips pinged out at the very least. And there's the shock dart to break it.
We'll be able to clear it. But even if they don't end up going to the C site, it's just to try to instill that further doubt, that lack of information for these players here on Rapid Lofi.
Rapid Lofi staying disciplined. They're not moving out from their current positions. Drone will spot one out at the very least, so that confirms it. Maybe C is the site that we want to head towards.
Hear that stinger, so they're going to opt to just go ahead, slowly drift back. 38 seconds remaining.
Smoke. And that leaves C a lot more open.
Chu pushing up into the smoke, and Sam is there as well. A little bit more damage across. Jin now down to 22 HP. Mana will eat one of those Sheriff shots. Shock dart just a little bit deeper than Ethan's position, so they cannot find that kill. Prodigy will instantly get dropped as the smoke falls.
Suga out the fall line as well now, just trying to jiggle around for some kind of a miraculous pick, but it's not going to happen. High-low setups from NRG. What?
Finds one.
There.
Ethan does get taken down.
Gotta go.
At this point, don't want to give over too much more here to the side of NRG. Sverno fishes for the kill, will find it, and that means that he's going to have the Hunter's Fury now available on the opposite side. There's a Jin. Will eventually be found, so ends up getting taken down. Ethan the only casualty. NRG moving up now by 3 rounds.
So it's a clean, a relatively clean round from NRG, but what you really want to admire is just how Verno is able to play around these positions and make use of his utility. Yes, shock dart breaking down the trips, the drone as well though. I think he's just so smart and going along with his team's plans to really bait out some of these movements from Rapid Lofi, and down to the final moments as well, just not being afraid to shy away from that Sheriff fight. He goes in and taps down in towards Suka. And unfortunately, Rapid Lofi, you know, even with the Sheriff's not quite able to fight back, so only one gun being robbed away, but that is quite a bit of a heavy loss starting things off into Haven, so the timeout being called now.
Not a bad time for it here. Rapid Lofi. You know, coming into this is going to be a much stronger map for NRG compared to that Sunset. Even so, dropping the anti-eco, not being able to win the delayed anti-bonus round. These are things that are going to hurt. And all of that momentum, all that hype that you had coming off of the first map win starts getting snuffed out.
Which is fun. I think, you know, coming into this, you go in for that mental reset, right? We're not going to try to rely too much on the high that we've earned from winning on that first map. Let's really go back and show what we're made of, how we can really win out in terms of the macro game. And on a map like Haven, it's a little bit different from Sunset, like you mentioned, Seth. You know, previously that 1-4 setup worked out so well because Sunset was so big. There were so many spaces where Jin could really slip in and out of. But on a map like Haven, it's much easier for, you know, the attacking team, like Finesse, to send in some kind of alert towards B, for example.
Albus in a bad spot. He's trying to fake it a little bit with the movements, but Verno, wise to it, is able to snipe him down. Rolling Thunder now crashing across, gets the hit here. Pushing Suka in towards back site. Just tucked within the smoke for now, but the site is in the hands of NRG. Mata is still very much on the hunt.
At the very least, it's spiked down, and the rest they need to watch out for is just, you know, Defender spawn link, Heaven, and just as that as well, Finesse is kind of lurking around the back to watch for anything, but nothing's found.
Cover going out.
Prodigy looking for the entry, full flashing into the corner, but his eyes are not trained at all towards Mata. He goes towards Ethan, and Ethan wins the fight. And now, Your Rapid Lo-Fi, the call to save is going to have to be made. You can see them already starting to try to backpedal, get themselves in a position where they can escape. And Mata still pursues in to just make it that much more painful, rubbing some salt into the wounds.
Just ensuring that there's no repeat of what we saw on Sunset. But so aggressive with that little peek. Just enough to take those guns away. Op will still be retrieved or at least preserved for the next round from the side of Rapid Lo-Fi, but still, this is what I'm talking about. A map like Haven, the setup's a little bit different for Rapid Lo-Fi now. It doesn't quite work out the same as it did on Sunset. And NRG are able to make the reads, make the plays, and allow for, you know, Finesse to really pull off a lot of these informational movements, ensuring that, all right, nobody's coming from the back. We can just divert all our attention towards the A site. On to the next round now. A bit of a buyout from Rapid Lo-Fi. And they're switching things up. Not so much defenses in towards A this time. NRG taking things slow, anticipating some potential adjustments.
Slow and steady here. I'm gonna try to watch the crossfire here. Oh, pulls off the camera.
Oh, Jin's done it before.
Prodigy is set up for this. Shot goes right past Mata's ear. Whizzing past, but Jin tucked away, able to go ahead and find the one elimination, gets that neural theft through. Ultimately, kills cannot be collected on the back of it.
Yeah, a bit of a unfortunate whiff for Prodigy, but still lucky enough for NRG. Despite Mata getting taken down, they found Jin. Quick rotations in towards A.
Was trying to back away, but the drone coming through, he has no idea that Soop is through the sewer. Made well aware as he dies.
I know exactly.
Let's find Suka as well this round. Crumbling to pieces here for the side of Rapid Lo-Fi. Given that they still have the operator in play, they have to save it. Neural Theft will be used sheerly out of respect, you would assume, here for NRG. And that is more than enough to confirm that Rapid Lo-Fi need to get the hell out of Dodge.
No more charge.
He's on the hunt. Hear the sprints. He knows that he's moving forward. Prodigy, is he going to be ready for him to be this close up? You would suspect that the answer is going to be no, and there you have it. Finesse so wise too. It's 7-1 and 2 now. Stripshoe basically shoulder to shoulder with that cam.
I know. I mean, at least in the previous round, you know,
still moving.
Rapid Lo-Fi were able to hold on to the op this time. Stripshoe is just desperately trying to find a safe haven on this map.
Out. There you go. Nothing retained. Nothing carried over. NRG maybe showing some respect with the neural depth, but not showing mercy off the back of it.
Definitely ice cold, trying to close this out. Push us into a map 3. Not a single round found from the side of Rapid Lo-Fi so far, except for the first. And you can see that NRG are adjusting to a lot of these tiny plays. Before, Jin on the pistol round picked up 2 just outside of garage window. This time, they anticipated that he would be somewhere around that spot, and all the spams came in. Same thing. Trying to fend them off from garage.
Nothing found there, aside from, okay, decent amount of damage now on the Stripshoe.
A couple of smokes exchanged out towards A as well, so nobody knows anything that's on towards the A side. Rapid Lo-Fi, they've completely sacked the site, reinforcing B as well. C, this could be a huge clash.